right now we are missing something. We don't feel particularly happy. We cannot focus, and the feeling of being actually present with our kids is just lost on us. And yeah, there are hundreds of products, apps, and routines to help you. But what if what you're feeling has got nothing to do with any of that? What if it doesn't start with adding more? What if it starts with doing less? And before any of that, it starts with putting the phone down. I'm noticing that a shift, a wave of change is coming. It's not a big movement yet, but here and there I see people talking about the toll social media is taking on us. And the numbers don't lie. Here's some interesting ones. 86% of smartphone users check their phone while they're talking to friends and family. 62% of parents check their phone within 30 minutes of waking up. And only 30% of people trying to quit are actually able to succeed. There's even a term for it now: brain rot. Oxford University Press named it their word of the year. Kind of shows where we are heading. And you feel it too, right? There's no glory in doing basic housework anymore. The conversations just drift. You try to read an article, but you just start skimming. You open Netflix when you really should be working on something. AI is now writing heartfelt emails and messages we used to write ourselves. We didn't notice it happening, but somewhere along the line, we have lost the ability to just be ourselves. The best thing we can do at this point is to simply step away from it. And you must be thinking, but why should I change? What's actually at stake here? Let's dive into it. See, when you scroll, your mind's instant reaction is to compare. You don't consciously do it, but it happens. You see somebody else's house, somebody else's holiday, someone else's car, and suddenly it feels like what you have is not enough. And that feeling doesn't just stop there. It comes out in how you talk to your kids or to your partner. It comes out in your behavior, in your rising anxiety or lower patience. We had even been combining scrolling with our basic human needs while brushing our teeth, while eating, while going to toilet, while falling asleep. And I think it's because we don't want to tolerate a single minute of silence anymore. And so we fill every gap, every pause, every minute of silence with a screen. And not only that, your child never knew a world without screens. They entered in this world with a screen staring right in their face, taking their photograph. We can change that. We can set better examples for them. We can be the parent who's actually present with the child, not just in the room, but mentally there. And for me, that reason was enough. For me personally, scrolling used to mean that I would compare a lot. My house wasn't as big as somebody else, my car wasn't as flashy as other, I didn't have as many clothes as my other friend. And I started feeling like my self-worth was depending on what others are doing. And a lot of that comparison turns into frustration, and in families, poor kids suffer. And then I started noticing some things in me, like I wasn't present in conversations, I wasn't on my phone, but I could not focus on what's being said either. I had brain fog, my eyes would hurt, I had unexplained headaches, and just the overall posture in the back in the next situation wasn't great either. It was just impacting everything, my relationship, my body, my mind, and wasn't really leaving me any time to be able to do anything productive. With me, I want to be honest that I was never an impulsive buyer or somebody who spends hours on social media. And yet somehow I was always knee deep in screens. I would just check my phone all the time, compulsively, for no reason. And by this time I knew that motivation or willpower is not going to serve me for a long time. I needed to have a system. First thing I did was I made a couple of small rules for myself, like no phones in the bedroom, which automatically means I would not be scrolling right before bed and scrolling right after I wake up. This is also called input fasting. And then another one was I would not be scrolling while I'm sitting down. It sounds silly. To some, it may sound impossible too. But honestly, this worked like magic. My sessions started going shorter and shorter because it became uncomfortable. Just these two rules were enough to get me started. And then I started adding more, like no scrolling on the side when I'm on a video call. I turned my phone to grayscale, just made it less attractive to pick up. And then I suddenly started noticing free time. So I started picking up a few things one by one. Started with meditation. That was a rough start. I went on and off it for a bit. I wasn't a regular in the beginning. But then when I did give it an honest effort, honestly, it changed everything for me. Then I joined hot yoga and Pilates 3 times a week. It's been almost 2 years now. And I'm still not the best one in the class, but I'm far better than myself in the first few sessions when I would literally break down and cry on the mat. I don't know what it releases, but yoga just unclenches you. And from there to today, when I literally organize my entire life around my classes. because I know that's one thing that keeps me going. Then slowly came in reading, and I had not picked up a book to read in the last 10 years, ever since the kids were born. My self-respect genuinely went up with reading. I just felt like now I know more. Then also journaling, not a Dear Diary type of situation. I write something every single day, and I've got a few notebooks. One notebook for writing down anything that I'm learning, maybe from videos or from books. Another one for writing script ideas like this one. And then I have one for my daily to-do list. And none of these are fancy journals, by the way. I use my daughter's 50-cent Target notebooks. It doesn't matter what you write on. It matters that you do. Because honestly, just getting everything out of my head onto a paper, that's already half the battle won. Just writing down a list of things to do. You haven't done any of them yet. You would already feel so much lighter. And then crossing those items one by one, that's a bonus. Each time you do that, each time you finish a task and cross it off, a dopamine release happens. This one is for real and lasts a long time. And then another thing I added on. This one my whole family does. We do a screen-free Sunday every week, every Sunday. No screens, no TV, no mobiles, no iPads. And honestly, the kids actually look forward to this day because this is the day they know that we are all going to do things together. Maybe we are going to go out to the beach. Maybe we'll do puzzles together or make Legos, whatever it is. We do a lot of things on this day. A lot can fit in a day when we take the screens out. Really, that one day feels like hitting refresh on our brains. That's it. That's my entire system. And I don't really have to do all of them on every single day. If one day I don't feel like reading anything, then I won't. But I have got all the other things to do. And you also don't have to do all of these. You can pick something which is completely out of these. Just anything that does not include a screen. Maybe you want to start knitting, or maybe you like painting, or maybe you just like solving puzzles. Because here's the thing, unless you find something to replace your scrolling with, the change is going to be really hard for you. So where do you actually start? Well, you start small. Always start small. Step 1, you make 1 or 2 mental rules for yourself. I told you mine. You can pick those or any other rules you make up for yourself based on what suits your life situation. Step 2, in that time when you would be using your phone, replace it with something else. Start dance classes. Learn an instrument. Don't even have to do any of that. Just reading, journaling, even walking. A regular walk works like a miracle. And if the first thing you try doesn't stick, don't just revert back to scrolling. We gotta just experiment and find more new things to do. Just have fun with it. Try different things and just see what clicks. And then step 3, once you have this system in place, you've got a control on your habits and you've got something to replace it with. Now you will slowly start to expand your offline activities and reduce your online time, and eventually work towards that one screen-free day in the week. That one day will change the game for you. The way it puts things into perspective for you, nothing else does. I would love to know what you picked up and tried. Just show up fully in your actual life. That's what digital wellness looks like. I'll see you in the next one.